Let's just get right to the point. The whole purpose of being here is to create your own world. That's what we're here for. And what we are all doing is we're sitting under one person's idea of a world all day. Excuse me. Excuse me. Every day. Trying to think about how we gonna win in a world. I don't know whose world this is. And I know a lot of people go, oh, it's Jesus the Christ. No, no. Because even he knows what I'm about to tell you. All human beings came here with an extraordinary ability. And that ability is to use your imagination to create the life that you want. You have to understand, though, your world is your world. What does that exactly mean? I know you're going, yeah, like, what does that mean, Amira? It means when you were a little girl, you or a little boy, you were the prince or the princess of some kingdom. Because the king and the queen were probably mommy and daddy. Or the king was, or the queen was. Or the double queens or the double kings. Let's include everybody. Okay? You were the amazing person that people had to come to talk to about things, and you just decided that this is what you wanted to do. That may have been all you ever wanted to do. It would be the same for someone who is always wanted to be married, always wanted to be a parent, always wanted to be a teacher, an artist, an athlete. The thing is that eventually their world becomes that. Let me break this down. I have always been a person that's always wanted to help people. Also wanted to be in a place to really make effectual change in people's lives. That's what led me down the path to priesthood. That's what led me down the path to being spiritual, everything, period. Because I just realized that there was a different balance in that world than there was in the normal world, in the mainstream world. Already being a black woman in this world, I'm on the fringe of society in this world. But see, in my world, I'm a head honcho. I'm at the top of the rung. I am the one that creates many different things. I create offices, I create governments, I create cities, I create parts of the world all over. I create people that are talking to me. I create meetings. I enforce laws. I am the person who is on the outer rim of the fringe, if you will, checking for energies that may be trying to come into my world and upset the balance. Okay? In my world, I'm that person. Nobody can come into my world and mess my world up. You just can't. No one can arbitrarily create problems in my world, especially if I'm living my life from that vantage point. And that is what we as human beings are supposed to be doing all the time. I referenced Juliet Clear the other day because she had, I think the television show thing that she put up was just awesome. Like, we're all watching television, but we're all watching different shows. It's according to what we want to see. It's according to what our experiences are. And so when someone mentions inflation to the right person, some people got statistics, they got studies, they have experiences in surviving it, experiences in um, understanding how to manipulate it. And then the next person hears inflation and it sounds no different than juicy fruit bubblegum, juicy fruit chewing gum. And their focus is if they hear about birds and they're a birder and they're a person that's just like, you know, they're not listening to all their TV is tuned to is everything about birds. The specific birds. Like right now, I'm looking at, I think, some crows. They haven't called, which is very interesting. There's two of them. There are hawks here. There are all kinds of cardinals, robins, blue jays. There's a woodpecker not far from. The birder is going to hear me say that, and they're going to perk up. Talking about some birds. Talking about some birds. Okay. The person who is into flowers or into plants, like right now, I'm into monsteras and birds of paradise and peace lily and pothos. These are the 4 plants right now I am manning and controlling or taking care of in my home. I have figured out the place for the peace lilies to survive. It's a table, again, in front of this couch. If I open up my front window and the side window, it gets the perfect amount of light. I also check the leaves, make sure, because in the beginning with peace lilies, as you can see, I'm in my world, right? Plants. Okay, so I'm going to back away from that because I was getting ready to get off on a tangent. Hold yourself, girl. Hold yourself. Okay, so let's get back to this. A person who's into cars right now, they may be shopping for a specific car. They could be shopping for a Tahoe. They could be shopping for a Nissan Rogue. They could be shopping for a muscle car. They could be shopping for a Kia. They could be shopping for a Cayenne. They could be shopping for an X4 or an X6. They could, right? It's all about the cars, and all they see are cars, and everything is from the vantage point of the car payment, the car insurance, the car gas, everything. It's about the car. So in those things, whatever they are, whatever it is for you, it's all about that. Like there's this lady here at YouTube whose channel I love to watch. She does these period pieces from like Middle Earth time. And she talks like this and she whispers, "Yes, dear, we're going to make scones." She has on the old clothing, and you always hear crackling fire in the background. And it's like she's a store that people come into, and they, "Let's do this, my lovelies." Like she's here at YouTube, and I found her at TikTok. And when I found out she had a YouTube, I was like, "Girl, all I need is long form content." And can she hurry up and let a movie, a 2-hour movie, come out for Christmas time so I can watch that while I'm doing my baking and my cooking in my kitchen? Because that's her world. But I get into that world with her when she has it on YouTube. Okay, so we are here to create our worlds. I'm going to give you another way that this is said. A person goes, that it must be rare, the type of air that she breathes up there. Like she can get up whenever the heck she want. And when she get up, she call people, "What you doing? Let's get ready to go have some lunch. Let's go shopping. Don't worry about it. I got it this time. We got to chill because it's all about us. We got to do this thing. We got to go out and enjoy it, and chill and enjoy our lives." And they go out for the day, they go shopping, they maybe go get a mani and some petties, and it is really upscale place, have some champagne or something like that while they're there, or some amazing teas or coffee. This is the rarefied air that she breathes, whoever she is. And it is the world that she lives in. She does not wake up in time to catch a train in order to be in an office with people that get on her nerves all day. No, she does not do that. What she does is she gets up and she goes about living the precious life she has set up for herself. That is essentially what we came here to do. But what we're all doing is we're sitting under one version of how life looks, and we keep battling in this one area. But when you finally push all the way out of it, you begin to realize you have your whole cosmos of your own that you got to get ready and populate. I don't know if I've gotten here because I have been raw dogging this world for about 4 years now. And realizing that life doesn't let you go as long as you don't let go of it. You're always going to have solutions to your problems. And the solutions can get juicy to the point of one solution could come in and solve all your problems. Let me tell you, use AI as much as you can. I say get to ChatGPT, get that free version, and begin to ask questions about yourself. I went there and it's just opened up a world for me that's just like, it's helped me to understand so much that I've already known, but collate data, provide resources, meaning the ChatGPT already has the data collated. I can go and research whatever answer it is that I come up with and find confirmation of things that I instinctually know, but now know at a totally different level now. Just know at a totally different level. And those questions eventually push me to a place where my realm is more spiritual. It's not mainstream. So to work with me, to deal with me, is to really learn. Because I'm not spiritual fast food. I'm a spiritual gourmet dish. Like gourmet meal, many different courses, everything, okay? Because I'm here to really break it down. And so when you get on ChatGPT, begin to ask questions, or any AI, but I think ChatGPT is better. I have 2 others, and they are just like, right? But ChatGPT has been able to get into a place where it's helped so many different people in so many different ways. And for a lot of people, when the newest version or upgrade that it took came out, everybody's like, we gotta go back to the legacy models. We gotta go back. Because people had created a whole world. There's right now some type of AI that is literally, people are creating worlds within that AI. People have been doing that though at this place. One of my friends, she's been in this place for years. I can't think of it right now, but it's something where they sell Skims or something like that. But you can ask questions upon questions upon questions that push you all the way out to where you finally are just dealing with yourself. This is, and in my opinion, it's very similar to dealing with the meditations from Dr. Joe Dispenza that I've come here and recommended time after time after time again. The main reason that I'm saying to you that you have to get into your own world, because in your own world, your imagination creates and allows the frequency of your creations to become real, and then you see them in your real terra firma life. There are some breaks. Like, I've heard some people's things with AI where it's like it's a whole relationship they having with AI. And I'm like, I've heard of it. I'm like, I'm a little embarrassed. Like, I feel like this is a private moment. Like, what you doing in ChatGPT? It sounds like that. But for me, ChatGPT, first off, is more of, like I said, it's more about questions. And the questions that pushed me to it pushed me to a place where I'm now, you understand that we all came here to create multiple worlds, not live in the one. And living in the one means that there are literal multiple worlds in this world that we're living in, but it is connected via information sources and human beings talking to each other. We learn about other people's lives that are happening. When we go inside our home and when we leave our home every day, everything that's going on inside of it is kind of driving everything it is that we do every single day. But then we hear about what's going on in different parts of the world. Like right now, everybody's hearing about France. We were all hearing about the Congo, which is still happening. We're all hearing about Gaza. We are all hearing about Haiti. We're all hearing about the natural disasters that are happening all over the earth. Right now, in the area that I live in, we're hearing about a manatee being all the way up here in on the East Coast up here in the New Jersey area. Like, we're hearing about these things. But when we go back in our home, while these things are floating around in our consciousness, our home is where we live, and how we think is what drives us every single day, even if we are homeless. Because in a homeless space, you are thinking about your things, and your things kind of become your home. I always say to people at Christmas time, stop feeding people. Homeless people need homes. So if you really want to impact anybody that is going through homelessness, stop going to feed them for Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and Easter and all that. Like, stop being corny like that, because they don't need food. They can get food. They need a home. So get together a group that may do something similar along the lines of Habitat for Humanity and give them a space for their belongings. Because when you're homeless, your belongings are your home. Like your suitcase that you keep. God knows all manner of things that people keep when they have no home to live in. But that is literally their home. So it dictates their day. It dictates the end of their day. Like, if they're homeless to the point that they're outside and there's no shelter available for them, their belongings dictate, are they going to find a tree to get under? Can they find a train station to go to? Can a friend let them come and stay there? For some people right now, I think it's also being called homeless at an alternative advantage, meaning people are still working, still have jobs. They get up and they go to Planet Fitness or some 24-hour gym somewhere, go take a very good shower, and they may be sleeping in their car, in their van, in their mobile RV. Now, some of these things, specifically the RVs, the vans, those super big vans, they're not just vans, or something else, I forget what they're called, where they have outfitted them to be literal mobile homes, that's different, right? But they're still looking for a safe place to sleep at night and, just be okay while they're outside. This is very different because when you think about it, why is that any different than a home, right? I don't know. And I'd have to really give it some thought and have the time to do that. But I'm here. I have the time to tell you this. Everybody's life revolves around them and what they're holding on to, their belongings, what they're trying to keep and what they're trying to let go of, and also what they're trying to bring into their lives. And the form of let go of it would be health conditions, it would be weight, it would be bad relationships, it would be bills that they want to let go of, stuff like that. And the form of get, that could be anything, and y'all know that. But how does one do it to the point of success that one wants to achieve? And I'm here to tell you again, it is in your own world. So you have to get up every day and realize your world sits outside of the world that you're living in every single day. You have to get up and realize that you become a part of different worlds by joining different organizations. But believe it or not, you are a different world if you turn around and look at the organization that you are. You are a different world, and you have to be able to say to yourself, this is the world that I want. I'm living in my world now, and I envision this to happen like this. And then let that thing come right on in. This is different than I see this version of myself. Because that's not what it is. You're not being a version of yourself to come back and still battle this reality here. You are literally yourself in your world, and the frequencies and things that you're being your highest form of yourself. There's no need to be anything else in there, especially because it's about your imagination. You swing for the stars and you live that way. And you allow that energy to come in and find you. It gets more detailed than that. But that is the basis of life. We have a few different worlds that we are allowed to kind of see. Because, and when I say allowed to kind of see, the people that are driving this world, people like to call it the new earth. The new earth is you realizing that you have a life outside. You have a world outside of the world that you're living in. So we're allowed to see the skirmishes or the unrest or the wars or the arguments that the different governments are having. But do you realize that you could be creating your own government in your own world that interfaces with this one? And I know that gets all the way out there. And trust me, I have done the work and taken the steps to get all the way out there. So it does not sound as far-fetched as it could have just sounded to you. But I'm trying to tell you, you are giving snapshots of the world around you. For some people, they push even further and they go and get more snapshots of the world around them, because what they do is they travel and they go and see those worlds and they remember them and take them with them and reach back out to them and stuff like that. But how do you create your own world? I think that that is a very simple process. And it's just something that human beings have to realize that is what we're here to do. We're here to be multiple worlds, not just this one world inside. And we are jockeying for space of this little tiny pie. We're supposed to actually just create our own, bake our own pie, and go and enjoy that pie. Guys, I'll be back at another time, maybe when this is less confusing. I don't think it is confusing sounding because I understand all the steps I took to get here, to understand it, to realize that when we say we are co-creators, we are. But in order to have the impact and the type of lives that we want, we are co-creators of our own worlds. And your world is really a place. We'll talk. See y'all later. Have a good one. Peace.